Good morning, students. This is session 7 of Introduction to English Studies Unit 2. This session is on language and literature. It tells you about what is language and its characteristics and its comparison with literature. How is language different from literature? Let us begin with a definition of language. Language is a principal method of human communication. It consists of words used in a structured and conventional way and conveyed by speech, writing, or gesture. It is a structured system of communication and consists of grammar and vocabulary. It is the primary means by which humans convey meaning. Language is a systematic way of communicating ideas or feelings with the help of signs, sounds, gestures, which have different meanings. Language is a complex system. It is used by humans and consists of words and phrases that, when combined, can create infinite variety of utterances. There are several different ways to create written forms of language. Every language has its own alphabet and letters which are combined to produce words. Individual sounds like vowels and consonants, they are called phonemes, which give this language its structure. Phonetic sounds and grammar convey meaning. It is very essential to know the cultural conventions of the language to communicate effectively with speakers. It is a rule governed system and it has both spoken and sign forms. Language change naturally and it is an organic process. Even animals do have language, but they have certain sounds or gestures that symbolize meaning. But human language is massively developed, which helps to transmit our thoughts and feelings to each other. Language is an integral part of human life. It is not possible to live life without language. Edward Safir defines language as purely human and non instinctive. Animals do have language, but it is not like that of humans. This human language is a non instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions, and desires by means of a system of voluntarily produced symbols. Language is species specific and species uniform. Now, let us understand some of the characteristics features of language. The first quality is arbitrariness. The connection between the words we use and the things they represent is generally arbitrary. So, arbitrariness means there is no inherent reason why a certain animal is called a dog or a cat in English. But the symbol of a dog is associated with the wordings dog so that it is conditioned to understand whenever this word is uttered that such certain animal is called a dog. This arbitrariness allows for flexibility and creativity in language. Language relies on symbols, so it is symbolic, and the characteristic of language is it is symbolic. We use words, sounds, and gestures as symbols to represent objects, ideas, and concepts. Language is systematic. That means it is structured and organized according to rules and patterns. Grammar, syntax, and phonology provide the framework for how sounds, words, and phrases are combined to create meaningful utterances. Language allows us to create and understand an infinite number of new sentences and utterances. So it is productive. We can combine existing words and grammatical structures in novel ways to express new ideas and thoughts. Language allows for innovation and novelty. That is, it is creative. Speakers can use language to express themselves in unique and original ways, and language itself evolves over time to reflect changing social and cultural contexts. So, language is creative. We change it according to the social and cultural context. Language is a social phenomenon. It serves the purpose of communication within a community. It allows people to interact, cooperate, and build social relationships. Language is culturally transmitted. That is, it is learned and passed down through generations within a specific cultural context. Language has a dynamic quality. It is constantly evolving and changing over time. New words are added, meanings shift, and grammatical structures adapt to the needs of the speakers and the changing world. So, language is a conscious system of communication. It is systematic, dynamic, creative, productive, and social. Now, let us understand what is literature. Literature is a body of work that transmits culture. It's a work, it's a creative work which transmits culture. So, much of the literature is written, but we also have some visuals like plays and orals like folk tales which are not written. Some of the major forms of literature are fiction and non fiction. Fiction include prose, poetry, drama, folk tales, etc. Whereas non fiction involves ballads, memoirs, biographies, oral narratives. So, literature is creative writing. It has a lasting merit. That means it lasts long, it passes the test of time, and it has these both qualities. It is both artistic and represents our culture. Some works are categorized according to historical periods, other adherence to certain aesthetic features or expectations. Literature is writing that possesses literary merit. So prior to 18th century, literature indicated only books and writing. But after this romantic period, literature means to demarcate any sort of imaginative literature. So some of the major forms of literature are poetry. Poetry is a form of literary art that uses aesthetic and rhythmic qualities of language to evolve meanings. So prose is cast in sentences, poetry in lines. The syntax of prose is dictated by meaning, whereas that of poetry is held across visual aspects of the poem. So, prose is a form of language that possesses ordinary syntax and natural speech rather than rhythmic structure. Novel is a long fictional prose narrative. The novella exists between novel and a short story. Drama is the literature intended for performance. It involves dialogue and action. Drama can be either written in prose or in poetry. So, folklores are traditional stories. Myths and legends are passed down orally through generations. Some of the chief characteristics of language are it has artistic expression, imagination, and it uses language as a medium. Literature explores human experiences, it reflects cultural and societies, it has universal themes and archetypes. So, literature can also be categorized. by genres. Some of the important genres are science fiction, fantasy, romance, mystery, etc. Works can be classified based on historical period in which they are written. We often refer to Victorian literature, romantic literature, or modern literature, etc. Some literature can be grouped based on the country or culture from which they originate. For example, French literature, Japanese literature, etc. Geoffrey Chaucer is widely recognized as father of English literature. He is celebrated for his significant contributions to the development of English as literary language, particularly through his masterpiece, The Canterbury Tales. So, what is the significance of literature? Why is it important to study literature? Literature plays a vital role for individuals and society. They foster critical thinking, expand our knowledge, and provide critical insights. Literature plays a role in personal growth. It helps individuals to understand themselves and the world around them. Literature enhances cognitive abilities. It encourages readers to analyze texts, identify themes, and evaluate different viewpoints, strengthen critical thinking skills, sharpen problem solving abilities, improve memory and concentration, language proficiency, and communication skills. It provides cultural understanding. Literature provides insights into past societies to understand the present, explore different cultures, fostering empathy and understanding. Literature serves as a repository of cultural knowledge, passing down stories, traditions, and values from one generation to the next. Literature fosters personal growth. It helps individuals understand their own emotions, promoting self awareness, cultivate empathy and compassion for others, and explore ethical dilemmas and moral choices. Literature also provides entertainment. It helps readers to escape into and explore fantastical scenarios and exercise their imagination. It evokes a range of emotions, providing enjoyment, comfort, and catharsis. Exposure to well crafted stories and narratives inspire creativity and encourage artistic expression. Thus, literature influences societal attitudes. They challenge norms and spark social change. They stimulate conversations about important social issues and encourage critical thinking about the world around us. They also help to preserve cultural traditions for future. Reading skills gained through literature translates to better communication abilities. Great literature is based on ideas that are startling, unexpected, unusual, weighty, or new. So, literature makes us see things we never did before. Some works challenge our accustomed categories, the way we think, and put our minds on edge. So, how can we differentiate language and literature? Language and literature are intertwined, but even they have certain distinct qualities. They serve as the medium through which literature is created and communicated. Language is a medium. Literature is the end product. Language provides the building blocks like sounds, words, grammar, and all forms of communication. It provides a tool for communication. It helps for artistic expression and information exchange. Whereas literature utilizes language to create works of art that explore human experiences, ideas, and emotions. Language, with the help of genres like novels, short stories, poems, dramas, and essays, open up multiple interpretations. They inform, entertain, challenge, and provoke critical thinking. Language is specific use of language. Literature is specific use of language. It is a subset that focuses on language's artistic and expressive potential. A deep understanding of language is crucial for appreciating and analyzing literature. Literature enhances one's understanding and appreciation of language. Language comprises of sounds, words, and sentences, whereas literature is made up of thoughts expressed with the help of that language. So, language is a vehicle and literature is the journey. Language provides the tools, whereas literature uses these tools to create meaningful and impactful works. Studying English language and literature equips the students with a broad range of skills that can be applied to many jobs and career paths. So, you have understood the definition of language and literature, the characteristics of language and literature, and how language helps to develop literature, and the significance of studying literature in our lives. So, dear students, go through this session and think about the quality of language you have to build for effective writing skills. Thank you.